Well, it's interesting. It feels like a lifetime ago now, but it really was. It was 7.5 years ago now. The business was doing great, and it was very profitable. But what really got me is at the end of every single year, the earnings of the business were disproportionately going to Uncle Sam. And it really bothered me because the people that were building the business, I was there, of course, but at the end of the day, the people that were building the business, they weren't getting as much of a benefit as I felt like they should. And so my mind started racing, what can we do about this? And, the government tax situation is kind of an immovable object. And coincidentally, as I was thinking through all of this, I got a phone call from Steve Elias, who was the now former, or at that time, the former owner of Baycom, who had just sold his business to Owner's Edge. And we weren't the best of friends, we'll say that. We were close competitors. And so I was, in my head, I'm thinking, I don't know if I even want to take this meeting. I don't know what it's about, but it's probably not going to be pleasant. I took the meeting, and it turns out that Steve had an idea that he had hatched with Lisa Reardon to talk to me about joining forces with Baycom. And so that's kind of how it started. This was all about the employees. And as I started thinking about Earl Caters, Adam Zellmer, Matt Orr, Rich Green, Derek Foster, Mike Bohan. I'm going on here. It sounds like an award ceremony, but it should be. Joe Mackey, Alex Herrig, Mike Tessing, Richard Poff, Alex Daniel. It's about them. And the fact that, the business was performing as well as it was and is still today. But that performance and the profits that were coming from it were disproportionately going to the government, and that's how it is. But I was looking for a way to redistribute that to the people that really drove the business, and that's that group I just mentioned. So that's what it was all about to me. Quite a bit, and I think one of the big draws of Owner's Edge, and we talked about the rationale for why an ESOP is attractive, but Owner's Edge isn't the only ESOP holding company out there. They're not all that common, but they're not the only one. What was different and unique about Owner's Edge, and I'll come right back to your question here in a second, the support, the shared services, when you think about financial support, strategic planning support, IT, HR, I could go on. All of these things were support mechanisms that we didn't have as a small business. And, I think having access to that, the expertise that group at Owner's Edge brings was an expertise that we weren't going to have as a company of that size. And so I think early days, things changed quite a bit. And naturally, if I think back to 2017, a lot of new processes, a lot of new systems, new way of doing business, and it created a lot of uncertainty, just to be totally transparent about it. It was a new way of doing things, but over time, I believe this, and we'd have to ask all the people that I just referenced before, I believe in time, it's allowed for those individuals and others on the team to grow in a way that I'd like to think they could have grown outside this structure, but in all reality, if I'm really being honest with myself, I think this decision has given them a runway to grow at a rate that I'm really happy for each of them that we were able to put that in place. So I think I'll start with kind of the intangibles, and then I'll talk about, I think, from a growth perspective where I think this business will be. But intangibly, a couple things. One, Owner's Edge needs to continue to grow in this regard. We are already nationally known as an ESOP holding company, and a destination for entrepreneurs who may not have a succession plan but want to turn their business over to their employees. This is a ready-made ESOP solution for them. That's a big deal. I think our reputation will and must continue to grow in that regard, to the point where it's kind of a household name in that community, where people know if I'm going to continue the legacy of the business, of my business that I started or bought into as an entrepreneur, Owner's Edge is the best place for me to do that. So that's number one. Number two, and this is equally important in my mind, every Owner's Edge company and the holding company should be and should continue to be a destination for top talent. And I think we're well on our way to that already. We have phenomenal talent inside our businesses. But because of the fact that we're a people-first business, because of the fact that we intentionally invest in our leaders' development, I want the word to continue to get out that this is a special place where you can go to grow personally and professionally in a way that maybe you won't somewhere else. So as part of all of that, and this is the really exciting part for me, and I hope everybody else, I think, and I know, that we're going to 2X this business at least over the next 10 years. And that's what gets me up every single day, because I can feel the momentum carrying us in that direction. And all of the employee owners that make up our organization are going to be the beneficiaries of that. And I don't know about you, but that's pretty darn exciting to me.